All right, I'm Chris Avina with American Outdoor News, and today in this episode, we're here with LeAnn Harrington from Trackmasters, and it's an amazing product. You're going to hear about it in a second. LeAnn, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
So Trackmasters, it's veteran-owned, veteran-designed, and it's technically considered a wheelchair, but it's anything but.
That is correct. That's correct. If you want to say an all-terrain powered track wheelchair, then that's our canned phrase, if you will.
You know, it's funny. I looked through your website, and your company was brought to my attention by a friend of ours, and it's really a remarkable product.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the track wheelchairs have been around for quite a while. The technology has changed tremendously over the years. Mm-hmm. And we feel that with our latest machine that basically it's at this point it'll be unmatched in the industry as far as smooth ride, durability, maneuverability. Mm-hmm. And we're just excited to be able to be able to get it out there to those who need it and want it.
Now, here's a question for you. It's designed and owned by veterans. Is the owner disabled?
He is not, but a very, very good friend of his was coming out of the service. But he's always been an engineer, a mindset so basically, the university up in Indiana, where they really helped develop the product, was basically all about whether it's a veteran, whether it's someone who's been in an accident, whether it's an illness, all about helping people be mobile, get off the sidewalk that their normal power chairs can't take them. Yeah.
So it started out as I'm helping a friend out, and it turned into a business, basically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And then, and just the engineering design and perfecting it and, making sure that, we don't want to put anything out there. The owner didn't want to put anything out there that was going to be a high maintenance type of machine. We've had a gentleman in Indiana that's been using his machine for over 6 years. He's gone to over 600 cemeteries. He's got an organization called Mission Restore Bronze. Uh-huh. And his goal has been out to restore all of the markers to their original bronze glory in, I said, over 600 cemeteries in Indiana. So wow. That's just one success story.
So I going through the site, I saw that you have two main models, but you can really plug and play so many different accessories to really suit your lifestyle.
Absolutely. Whether you want to install a fishing rod holder or, the gun mount or, even just the standard, cell phone holder, cup holder, whatever the case may be. We've had some guys that have installed things on the back of their machines, like an extra basket or, whatever the case may be. But the two models that we offer, Chris, is the Series 1, which is a narrower machine, narrower tracks, under 29 inches wide. The Series 2 is under 33 inches wide, more aggressive tracks for more aggressive terrain. A lot of hunters and whatnot prefer the Series 2 just because they're going, they're going to more aggressive terrain. So
let's define the aggressive terrain versus the less aggressive terrain. If somebody's using the 30 plus inch track for aggressive terrain, what can they use that for? Like mountain climbing? Not necessarily mountain climbing, but, but steep inclines.
Absolutely. Steep terrain, going over big rocks, just rocky terrain, whether even swamps, we've tested it in swamps, and we're pulling out our machine's pulling out the the tundrage, and tundra, I should say. And,
Yeah.
it really depends on where they want to take it. We've recently tested it for park system in one of our state parks, and they're looking to expand they have some more aggressive trails. They have trails that are paved. And so they need to put some protocols in place when the park attendees, those who want to ride it, make sure that it's safe for them to ride.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to go in areas that they shouldn't go or could be dangerous to them. But at the same time, it really all depends on where they live. I mean, I live 80 miles from Yellowstone Park. You're going to have all kinds of different terrain and opportunity there. So, if you can imagine it, the Trackmaster can do it, with the exception of mountain climbing.
Uh-huh. So
the side of a mountain is what I pictured.
Yeah, a very steep incline, say
Absolutely.
a 30-degree incline, a 40-degree incline, it can handle.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay,
yeah, we've got a lot of videos on our YouTube channel and stuff where people can check it out and see what it can do.
So if I'm going hunting for a big swamp donkey, how deep can this thing go into the swampy area or marshy areas? A foot deep, 2 feet deep? How deep can it go?
Yep. Just right about a foot. That's about where the top of the tracks are, because you don't want to get the battery box wet that's underneath the seat. It's an all enclosed battery box, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you keep, because the charger and the battery, are underneath the seat. So about basically right about a foot.
That's deep enough.
Yeah, deep enough. I mean, we've had clients that are out there fishing in the river, and they've got their track chair all the way in the water up to that foot level, and get right in there with the fish.
So it really gets you into some really rough areas.
Absolutely. One of our videos of a client of ours in Alabama, it looks like he's setting up a campsite, but he's actually not really knocking over trees, but going through the bushes and everything else where there is no trails, So, and he kind of comes full circle back around, you can hear the branches crackling and everything else. And so he was pretty happy. It was a good test for us.
So you can also, it's not that it's just on tracks and it can get through some pretty rough terrain. The seat actually elevates as well.
Yes, there's a couple of options. First of all, if somebody didn't need any elevation, or there's also tilt or things, that there's what we call complex seating. If the client is in a situation where they need complex seating, they need to be able to relieve pressure throughout the day, because a lot of times, people in wheelchairs, the signals that they have to their body are different than those of us who are not disabled. When we're uncomfortable, we're told we need to move. Our brain sends us a signal that we need to adjust for how we're seating, right? Because the body's not really meant to sit for long periods of time. But anyway, if the client is in more of a complex seating situation where they want to elevate, recline, tilt, we have a partnering manufacturer that basically builds that seating system for the two and adapts it to the top of our lower unit to the tracks.
Okay.
And that company is Amy Lure out of Canada, but they've got a facility in our distribution center in New York. But and then there's a standard seating system. So a standard seating system is what we would ship directly from Trackmaster for somebody who just needed, didn't need that complex seating. So there are options available. So
just application wise, I can use this. Well, I don't need a wheelchair, but God forbid, but
right.
You could use it for the beach, hiking, hunting, going through the snow, hilly terrain. So if I went to the beach, I could basically recline in this wheelchair if I wanted to.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman this morning. He's actually a farmer in Illinois. That's another great application for it. Farmers, ranchers, people that are, have a job to do, but this farmer also winters in Naples, Florida. So he's very interested to be able to haul his chair back and forth, not only for farming, but also to get out onto the beach. And we've got a great video too of one of our tests where they're just doing a complete zero turn in that track chair and basically just digging a hole because it's got that sharp of a turning radius.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So of course you don't want to dig holes in the beach, but at least you can see what he can do. And all he had to do was kind of climb out of it.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here. Acknowledge some of our sponsors. Underwood Ammo is always a standard of excellence. Pyro Putty and Phone Scope, always innovative, coming out with some great products. And Hunt of a Lifetime, which could be, I could introduce you to them as well. We're going to see a quick message from them, and we'll be right back.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Okay, and we're back, and we're just talking about the different applications of the TrackMaster, how you can use it on the beach, how you can really accessorize and really modify it to your own abilities. The applications seem pretty limitless, and you could really modify it to whatever lifestyle you want. You were saying for ranchers and farmers and whatnot. So you can actually herd cattle in this thing if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as they're not outrunning you. Well, I think you want them in front of you anyway. But you're looking at, our current model, you're looking at roughly a little less than 5 miles an hour, 4.5 miles an hour. The motors are 1.5 horsepower each. So you've got quite a bit of power behind that. We've got people that own their TrackMasters that have little tow trailers behind. I was telling you about the gentleman with the Mission Restore Bronze, and that's what he's hauling to the markers is all of his equipment, for when he's restoring a marker.
So there's a trailer hitch that you can just pop a trailer.
He adapted it for his needs with a trailer hitch. He's had it so long, I'm not sure if they installed that at the factory at that time, or if he just did a, kind of post-factory install once he received that. So
what's the towing capability?
Towing capabilities, I mean, we've tested it roughly up to 300 pounds, but it can go beyond that. There are, as far as testing, we've pulled another track chair with it. So that was kind of fun for us. We'd love to set up an obstacle course and just, go head to head, because
so I can drag a deer out with it, no problem.
Absolutely. And thanks for bringing that up, because we had another client of ours also in Alabama. He showed where on the back of he was basically it was a father and son out on their hunting trip, and dad hadn't been hunting for quite a few years, but he got video of his dad hauling that deer out, basically just kind of between the wheelie bars on his track chair. So
Wow.
we've even had people that have asked us to build like a stand on the back, where, like someone else could, ride on the back if they wanted to. So certainly a lot of options out there.
What's the weight capability for it?
The weight cap, basically, we've tested it up to 400 pounds.
Okay.
And it really can depend on the seating system. If they had to do a complex seating system, like I said, where they need to tilt or elevate, there are some heavy duty options out there through Amy Lore. But we've tested our machine with our standard seat frame up to 400 pounds.
Wow, this really brings a whole dimension to a lot of veterans and people who have led active lives and had accidents. It's not over.
Right.
It's not
Exactly. Exactly. The gentleman I was talking to this morning, he is an amputee, double amputee from below the knees. And, he has prosthesis, so he's not completely wheelchair bound, but how difficult it is for him to walk on the beach, with his prosthesis and whatnot. He just wants to be able to get around easier, and quite honestly, you see a Trackmaster going down the street or, in the park or whatever, it's definitely a head turner.
Wow, that's sounds like an amazing product. And how long have you been in business?
The company's been in business or started marketing the chairs in 2016. So we're a fairly young company, but I joined the company in July. Trackmaster actually used to be a customer of mine when I worked in the wheelchair world with wheelchair seating and positioning. So it's, I'm excited to be part of the Trackmaster team so that we can, grow the company, help more people out there that need it. I'm excited to get my demo here in Montana for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I probably won't be home much once I get my demo. So
That'll keep you moving. That's for sure.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because, the word's getting out there, whether it's social media or, articles that have come out. And we're just excited to be part of that. But as a small company, and a lot of companies right now, a lot of manufacturers are suffering with the supply and demand debacle going on right now in our society.
Yeah.
So, obviously our lead times are longer than we would like right now, but you're looking at roughly anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks because we custom make each chair.
Yeah.
But depending on where they are too, we want to cut that time down by all means. We want to cut that time down, and eventually it'd be great if we have distributors, throughout the US that want to stock the chair, stock it. And then, basically it'd be kind of a grab and go type situation.
What's an average price point?
Average price point, you're looking at roughly low 20s as far as 20,000 for a standard seating system. Obviously we have wholesale versus suggested retail, but and that's really for a standard seat system. If you're looking at more complex seating, it's going to go up a little. It's going to be a little bit higher, than that for complex seating. But it really, again, we can quote it out with, accessories, or like I said before, they can, a dealer or the client can purchase the lower unit only from us if they're going to get that complex seating system to put on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's not a universal system. So, we've had questions about somebody has an existing power chair and they want to be able to take their seating system off of their existing power chair and put it on our base. Maybe one day we'll get there, but at this point, it's not a universal type system.
Here's a question for you. You live in Montana. Is there a plow attachment?
That's on my wish list. In fact, I already asked for that. We have had that question asked of us, because I can tell you what, if I'm going to be out plowing my driveway, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of neighbors that are going to be saying, can you come do my driveway?
Yeah, right. How about you come and help me, you know?
Yes. So there are adaptations to put a snowplow on the front. It's not something we typically do every day, but it is an apparatus that can be modified.
So there's some power behind this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's everybody's different. And so what they, if they use the machine as it's designed to be used, everything's going to be just great. I would say the biggest maintenance issue that we would potentially ever have to worry about is every once in a while you might have to tighten the tensioner on the tracks or replace the battery. Normal maintenance. It's not like you can't, you don't have a car and you don't take it in for an oil change or, get new tires on it but really we've had, I keep bringing up the gentleman, Raymond from Indiana, and he's had his machine for over 6 years and he's never replaced the battery.
Wow.
So because he's using it properly, he's making sure it has a full charge, rather than, you can't just charge the batteries for 10 minutes and then expect that battery life to, how batteries are, they get temperamental.
So he'll charge it overnight and then.
Absolutely. Good to go. For sure.
How long does it hold the charge?
Again, it depends on the terrain, but roughly, 8 to 10 miles, depending on that terrain. If somebody is, if somebody's just going on a flat surface for, a full 8 miles and, full bore, it might not last that long. It just depends on how it's being used.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's great. It's an amazing product. And where can we find you?
Well, you can find us at www.trackmastermobility.com. All of our information's there. Send us a message. We'll get back to you. Most likely it would be me.
Okay.
Getting back to you because I like to call the clients, potential clients, and ask what their situation is, so we can make the best recommendation for the right machine for them, and whether they need standard versus complex seating.
All right, fantastic. And of course, social media, they could find you as well.
Absolutely. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We used to have a Twitter account, but it's sometimes that gets a little messy.
Yeah.
Or very time consuming. When you're a small manufacturer, you have to, you tend to wear a lot of hats.
100%.
So.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. And,
yes.
I look forward to watching your company grow and seeing more and more of your product out there. It's an amazing product. Like to see more and more veterans and outdoorsmen using it.
Absolutely. We do too. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right. Thanks again.
And
And
have a great day.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.